After the stoush over demands for greater access to a farm owned by American TV personality Matt Lauer, farmers say the surge in visitors wanting to roam across their land is making them feel like they're farming in a fishbowl. The Walking Access Commission says a number of tracks in the South Island's high country are becoming overrun by tourists, thanks in part to social media. And some farmers say in this day and age where everything is put online, those who allow access also have to face a new level of public scrutiny, often from city people who just don't understand farming. Maya Burry reports.
High Country Farm Manager Jim Greenslade is shifting pregnant ewes on the Lakes Station in North Canterbury. This 5,000 hectare sheep and beef farm has 5 lakes on the property and backs onto the Lake Sumner Forest Park, a popular recreational area for fishing, boating and tramping that draws in thousands of visitors each year. Mr Greenslade says at the back of the farm there is an easement, allowing part of the Lake Sumner Forest Park walkway to go through the property, and he often allows people to fish on the farm if they ask for permission. He says they need to control access through the farm for safety reasons.
The area is fragile and it's dangerous at times, and it's wet and you get stuck, and the river is a major obstacle.
2 years ago, a photo of cattle from the station wading in a lake was released to the media. Mr Greenslade didn't want to discuss that incident, but he says the farm is very focused on looking after the environment. He says it has gone through a considerable expense to fence off stock from the lakes, which was a legal requirement, but something they were very happy to do. I asked Mr Greenslade whether he thought allowing public access through a farm did open up a farmer to scrutiny.
We do think twice about people coming up the river and seeing cattle, some cattle in the river, and obviously you know there's a photo in the paper the next day, and instead of ringing me and say, look, do you know you've got 2 cattle in the river, I mean, we don't have to have the cattle out of the river, and at the moment we don't have to fence our rivers off up here because we're an extensive farming operation. But there is that, if you want to combine this conversation with access, I guess you could say that is an element that we think about.
Several hundred kilometres away in the tussock country of the Mackenzie district, as many as 100,000 people cross the Mount John walkway on Andrew Simpson's High Country Farm Balmoral station each year. Mr Simpson says it is a concern that a visitor will misunderstand the sometimes harsh realities of farming.
You're basically farming in a fishbowl. As soon as you let the public on your farm, these things will turn around and bite you in the bum at some stage. It's not that we want those sort of things to happen on your farm, but when you've got livestock, you've sometimes got dead stock. So we hope not too many dead stock around our walkways, and we're pretty adamant that if there are dead sheep there, that they'd have to be removed and picked up. But yeah, you do run that risk.
The Walking Access Commission's acting chief executive, Rick Cullinane, is aware of these sorts of worries being raised by farmers, but he believes opening up the farm gate to the public will help ease the urban-rural divide.
People who live in cities begin to understand what it means for farmers, the challenges and issues that they face. It's a great opportunity to share understanding. I think that overall that can only be a benefit to the country and create a bit more social cohesion and provide that social licence for farming.
Federated Farmers High Country spokesperson Simon Williamson says the public need to recognise that access through private farmland is at the landholder's discretion, and it was not a right that should be assumed. He says when a farmer did deny access, it's generally for safety reasons or because a farming operation is taking place, such as lambing.
Just in the last probably 10 to 15 years, there seems to be a groundswell of people saying that they don't need to have access, they should have the right to walk everywhere. And I think it's uninformed. I don't know what backing that they think they have to do that.
Mr Williamson says there are plenty of walks through conservation land people could do if they don't want to phone a farmer for permission. For Checkpoint, Maya Burry.